Hi everybody, this is Lori Wetzel and I'm here for another installment of Tech Tip Tuesdays. And this week it's not exactly a Web 2.0 tool, but it is a tool that is free to anyone who wants it, and it is iTunes. It is something some of you are probably very familiar with if you own an iPod or an iPhone, but I wanted to point out to you some of the educational applications available within iTunes. If you do not have iTunes installed on your teacher computer, you are able to request that that be done through the tech portal. So after watching this, if you decide that this is something you like to do, please put that request into the portal to have it installed. The first resource within iTunes that I want to share with you is iTunesU. In order to access iTunesU, you go to the iTunes Store, and iTunesU is located along the top menu bar. iTunesU has a bunch of different resources within it, but the iTunesU that I want to point you toward is the K-12 portion, and within the K-12 portion there is an offering called Michigan's My Learning, and Michigan's My Learning is actually sponsored by the McCall organization, and the majority of the content is created by Michigan educators. Now you will notice that next to some of these offerings there's a little TV screen icon and some there's not. What that means is that these are strictly audio podcasts, and these are actually enhanced and they are video content. Watch for those icons to determine what kind of resource you are getting, and the good news is that the large majority of everything offered is free. I'm going to take you over to the categories. So let's say that you are a social studies or history teacher. I'm going to click on the history category to see what's available. And I see that there is an offering called Core Democratic Values. So I'm going to click on that and take a look at it. And I happen to know Ben Rhymes and know that he is a great teacher. He's really involved in the McCall organization. So I want to take a look at what he has to offer. One of the things to really pay attention to is the description, and this points out that this is a series of podcasts that describes the core democratic values, and that there is one example that is provided by the teacher, and then the rest of them are actually examples that were created by the students. You will also notice that in a lot of these that you click on, the description actually indicates what grade level this content is appropriate for, so you definitely want to pay close attention to that. As you can see, he's actually posted 21 different podcasts here, all focused on the core democratic values. Now, you should be able to click right here and preview what this video has to offer. I haven't had a lot of luck previewing and streaming the video, but you do have the option to actually download it. And to download it, all you have to do is click right here on Free, and it will download right into your iTunes library. For the sake of time, I already did download it, so I will show you that it goes right over here into the iTunesU portion of your library, and here is his video. This is a better way to watch the video with your students, so you're not relying on your internet connection to stream the video. I'm going to go back to the iTunes Store to point out a couple of other options that you have. You have this option here to subscribe free, and what that means is if you really like this series of podcasts and you believe there's going to be more, you can click on this and it will automatically download the new episodes into your iTunesU library when they become available. If you download one and you find that you really like it, you also have the option to say Get All, and this will download the entire series of podcasts into your iTunesU library right away. I'm going to go back to Michigan's My Learning, and you can use the breadcrumbs at the top to do that. And when I go back to Michigan's My Learning, I want to point out one other area, although there's lots of resources here, and I encourage you to check out the areas that apply best to you. There's an area here called career clusters. So if you are a high school teacher looking to share with the students how what you are teaching them could help them in a future career, or if you are a teacher who is teaching the 8th grade careers course, there are great resources here. I'm going to, for instance, click on information technology. It's going to bring me to this resource that actually was not developed in Michigan, but is still a great resource. I'm going to click on this information technology area, and you'll notice it has 12 different video clips that are only 2 minutes long that highlight different careers within the information technology services area. And the same is true for all of those different career clusters that you saw on the previous page. Hopefully you just heard something that may be of use to you and your students. Next week I'll touch base with you again on iTunes and highlight instead the podcast area and all the different resources that are available to you there. Until then, have a great week.